it features every section of the band. The melody at some point, Brighton beat. Thank you very much. The next piece is a particular favorite of mine. It's entitled Mazama. Now, Mazama was composed by J. Chataway. Now, he's very famous in the movie world for composing and a television series of composing. Star Trek, The Next Generation. He had, at times, one evening to compose the entire series for the next day. Phenomenal gift. We have very few band pieces that he's contributed, but this is one. There there were more than 20 directors in the northwest part of the U.S. got together and said, you know, we would like to have a special piece composed in honor of the Northwest Indians. So he did a great research to find out that the Mazama Indians in that northwest portion had a tragedy in the early part of our history. The huge volcano erupted, and now that area is entitled Crater Lake, if you were to look that up on a map. And the entire tribe was eliminated. It was a sad day, but the Mazamas were very, very famous because they were peaceful people. Unlike some tribes that had problems getting along with others, it sounds familiar, they were so giving and they had such a gentle nature. Now, my experience with this is quite unique. I've always enjoyed this piece of music, but I was invited to go to Colombia, South America, to conduct in a little town of Villa Maria, close to Manizales. So if you find Manizales, it's a long way from Bogota. It's in the mountains. They took me from the airport in a little Jeep through the jungle, dirt roads. About 3 hours and a half later, I came into the little village of Villa Maria. And the finest band in all of Colombia was there. And they invited me to come in and conduct. And they were all there. I mean, they were children all the way from 10 years old all the way to high school in this group. And it was the championship band of all Colombia. They wanted, Dr. Miles, would you bring some music from America? So I did things like America River songs, taught them the words they sang right along. And I said, you know, we have Native American Indians in our part of North America, of which we give honor and tribute. And we do this piece called Mazama. And, you know, nobody spoke English there except for me. There was an interpreter, and you know who gave the story of Mazama. And I have to tell you, it's one of the most humbling experiences of my life. Because here we are, I'm getting ready to start with Mazama, and I'm telling the story about the Northwest Indians, and I'm telling about the volcano that erupted and eliminated all the people. It was so sad. Crater Lake was formed, and I looked around, and there were about a dozen children crying. It was so heart-throbbing for me. I looked, and the children were just weeping. And I walked over to the interpreter and said, I don't understand. And he just did this. And he pointed to that mountain that was half there. And the volcano had erupted 20 years earlier and eliminated almost half of their friends and relatives. Only to know that the ancestors of the Mazama Indians were from Villa Maria, Colombia. And they were their ancestors. So Mazama has significant reference. The land of the mountains and the sea. It is an homage to those who we have lost. And as you hear these really unusual sounds, we hope you enjoy it. Mazama.